Okay, I'd like to call the meeting of the St. Louis County Board of Zoning Adjustment to order. The board members present today are Janet Herman, Chairman, Angelia Bills, Vice Chairman, and possibly Justin Randall, member, is going to hope to make it. The BZA coordinator is Debbie Nesbitt, and staff member is Mel Wilson. First, I offer into the record the affidavit of publication pertaining to today's meeting, February 10th, 2021. The board hereby takes official notice of and admits into evidence on the record the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance, Chapter 1003, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended, and Chapter 1004, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended. Next, I call for a motion to approve the minutes of the previous BZA meeting of January 27th, 2021.
So moved.
And I will second. The hearing procedure is informal, but is a teleconference and is recorded. The planning staff will read each request into the record. The petitioner will be unmuted, state their name, and make a brief presentation to the board explaining the reason and hardship for the requested variance. The board will not consider financial hardships. Board members may ask questions to clarify the facts. When the board is satisfied with the material presented, the chairperson will then ask if there is anyone in favor or opposition to the request. To indicate that you would like to speak, click the hand next to your name. If any comments were submitted, staff will read them into the record. Before I call for the vote, the petitioner may request a continuance in order to bring in additional documentation. The board may also request a continuance to gather additional information or for a visit to the site. Once comments have been heard, the chairperson will call for a vote. At that time, the discussion is ended and no further discussion is permitted. The board will generally make a decision today. Two members of the board must vote in favor of the petition for it to be approved. If a variance is approved, you have 6 months to obtain the necessary permits or establish the use requested, or the variance will expire. The petitioner or any interested party has the right of appeal to the St. Louis County Circuit Court. This must be done within 30 days of the decision. Paperwork indicating the board's decision will be mailed to the petitioners. I also neglected to say that one of the staff members also on this Webex is Debbie Salberg. And if we do have a split vote and the other member doesn't make it, then we will have to, and I'll announce that too, that we'll have to put it on hold until next meeting. Okay.
BZA 1321, Mitchell Schultz, requests an exception to the front yard regulations for the purpose of replacing an existing retaining wall at 6426 Judson Avenue, maintaining a front yard of 1 foot in lieu of 20 feet as required by the R4 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance.
Okay, Mitchell, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I bought this house in 2016, and this house was built in 1965 before the initial, or when the initial zoning ordinance was adopted. And so at this current time, I cannot meet the setbacks as they are now. And the original retaining wall is falling down, so I'm just looking to replace that retaining wall.
Okay. I think we had a picture of that. Was that the one by the porch or? Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, I can see it's in great disrepair. So that's the one we're talking about right there, the white one with the crack.
Yes, that's the one to be replaced.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I don't have any other questions, and
I don't either.
to me, it speaks for itself.
Yes.
It's okay. Is there anyone who's on this WebEx meeting who's in favor or opposition? Please hit the hand next to your name. No.
I don't see anyone.
Okay. 13-21, I'm going to vote to approve the variance as advertised, the hardship being the great need for replacement for the safety of the occupants of the home.
I second it.
Okay, we will mail your paperwork to you, Mr. Schultz.
All right, thank you for your help.
BZA 1421, AREC 42 LLC, requests an exception to the regulations that govern the enlargement, extension, construction, reconstruction, or structural alteration of a non-conforming use, land, or structure, and the sign height regulations for the purpose of reusing the existing advertising sign at 2855 Dunn Road, maintaining a sign height of 51 feet in lieu of 45 feet as required by section 1003.170, non-conforming uses, lands, and structures, and section 1003.168, sign regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance and C8 Ordinance 27702.
Okay, Mike, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Okay, thank you for seeing me this afternoon. I'm Michael White and I represent U-Haul. And indeed, we have a sign on the corner of a piece of property that we purchased in October of 2019 that when we purchased this property, we were not aware that this sign was not registered with St. Louis County. This is the sign that identifies the entire parcel that we purchased. Actually, our property that we purchased was attractive to St. Louis County because it is hidden from the highway. It's a 37-acre property. The building cannot be seen from Highway 270, but this sign is the form of advertising for our location. So we're interested in reusing this sign. And you can see some images there of what we'd like to make the sign look like. It is in pretty rough shape right now. Actually, last year in a windstorm, one of the sides of the sign came down. So we are actively trying to take care of this and get this resolved. But our hardship regarding this is simply that, number one, it is the only form of advertising that we have for our newly acquired location at the corner to Highway 270. The building is absolutely not visible from the highway. And also, as you know, U-Haul rents large trucks to people that don't commonly drive this size vehicle. And many of these people are traveling across country. And if they are in need of service from U-Haul, our sign that we've been using since the mid-60s is a way for people to identify where U-Haul is located. And we make them large enough to where if they're traveling on the highway and they need to exit off of the highway, they can identify our location from a long distance away so that they can exit the highway safely. So that is really our hardship here is we want to use this sign as it stands so that we can identify ourselves and also create a level of safety for our customers who are traveling cross country if they need our service.
What exit is that close to? It's 270 and what exit?
It's 270 and West Florissant, the northwest
Okay.
corner of the intersection.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was that area. Okay, like close to Dunn Road.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that sign has been vacant forever.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be.
It's in need of service, which we are looking forward to trying to take care of.
Yeah, it used to be a Venture.
If you drive by it now, we are advertising for Venture.
Oh, wow. Yep. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so you know that area, Angela.
I do, yeah.
Okay, I don't have any other questions, so,
Can I ask a question real quick, Janet?
oh, sure. Yeah,
Are you intending to face all three sides of the sign?
We would like to.
Okay. I think that's something planning had discussed with the zoning enforcement officer before, when we kind of first started talking about this sign. So I think you may need to double check with the zoning enforcement office that they would permit that.
Oh, so we need to put this on hold till the next meeting then?
I just think in the permitting, the permitting process, they should double check.
Well, Gail and I discussed it with Public Works, and that's why it's coming under a non-conforming use.
Oh, okay.
So
This
that
was
they
months
can
ago.
use
I'm
the
thinking
three
of
sides.
when it happened, so.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So, so Debbie Nesbitt, so you think that's,
Pardon?
so you think that's good enough? You guys have discussed the three sides already.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Oh, is there anyone on this WebEx that wants to speak in favor or opposition? Please hit the hand next to your name.
I'm looking for a hand next to my name, but I don't see one.
Is that you, Mr. White? You won't need
Yes.
to. It's just for the other, if there are other speakers who want to make a comment.
Okay, understood.
Oh, sorry, Mr. White. Yes, we don't have any other questions for you. It's just for others. I didn't know.
I don't see anyone else.
Okay, hearing none, 14-21, I vote to approve the variance as advertised. The hardship just being that it is an existing sign that's sitting there and it's kind of an eyesore in the neighborhood, so we would be glad to have something actually advertised on the sign.
I'll second. So, Mr. White, your paperwork will be mailed to you.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
BZA 1521, Donald and Laura Heinzer requests an exception to the side yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a one-story addition to the existing residence at 9868 Zenith Drive, maintaining a side yard of 3 feet in lieu of 6 feet, as required by the R4 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance.
Mr. Heinzer, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Adding on the.
Sorry, Mr. Heinzer, could you begin again?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
This is Don Heinzer. I am the homeowner. We've been in the property for about 40 years now. And we're interested in adding a family room on the back of the home. When the home was originally built, I think the home's about 75 years old, roughly. It was built within, if you can see on the map, the yards are very large here. We have about 300 square foot of space. But they built the home within 3 foot of the boundary. So with the extension, we want to go straight back from the home, maintaining that 3 foot. We had looked at ways to avoid that, but the way the home is designed, all the living space is on the one side closest to the property line in question. And then as far as all the open, family areas, and then the bedrooms are on the other side. So trying to keep the bedroom separate from the living space and everything on there was our problem. So I was working with Joe Davidson, the architect. I don't think Joe has had a chance to join us today. He's probably running late, but he had planned on it as far as, like I say, going straight back from the home so we can, expand the living area of the home. The hardship is that we can't do it without, without mixing the different types of living areas in the home, without this plan as far as going straight back, based on the existing, foundation.
So you want to just want to follow the lines of your.
Yeah, it would be straight out from the existing home line. That's correct.
Which I'm sure was built way before zoning.
Yeah. And we were actually approved last year, and then COVID came up, so we ran out on the 6 months. We just couldn't get it done last year. And I know it probably doesn't help now. I probably should have got a new letter, but we had we know our neighbors on that side. They gave us a letter last year, and it's the same neighbors that they were fine with it, for us going out. Joe's been over there, I guess, about 7 or 8 years, and they were fine with it. We'll be going out about 7 feet from the telephone pole on that drawing there, because we have to stay 7.5 feet, from the pole to meet UE's requirements. But it would be straight out from the current foundation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor or opposition? Please hit the hand by your name.
This is
Joe Davidson is with us. I've unmuted him.
Okay.
Yes, this is Joe Davidson. Can everyone hear me?
Yes. We
Yes.
Thank you very much. I am the architect on the project, and just wanted to reiterate what the homeowner has said. The existing home was built with a close proximity to the side property line prior to modern zoning code. and it greatly restricts the owner's opportunity to reasonably expand their home. And as Don noted, the existing architecture and layout also contributes to this hardship. And they would be sort of looking at reversing the entire layout of the existing house in order to achieve an open living, dining, and kitchen that is so desirable by the homeowner and the general real estate market. The board was quite favorable last go around, and we are just here to present our case and answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
I don't see any.
Okay, 15-21, I'm going to vote to approve the variance as advertised, and the hardship being the need for the expansion of the home, and the lots, I mean, the homes were built before zoning, and they'd like to just go back and follow the sight line of their home as it is now.
I second it.
Okay, your paperwork will be mailed to you all.
Alrighty, thank you.
BZA 1621, Robert Narden requests an exception to the rear yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a deck and sunroom at 857 Gingerwood Court, maintaining a rear yard of 8 feet in lieu of 15 feet as required by the R2 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance and PEU Ordinance 11729.
Okay, Jim, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Very good. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to talk on behalf of the Nardens. I work with Patriot Sunroom, and when we initially visited Narden residence, they have a deck that's currently in dire needs of removing, replacing, not only for safety reasons, but the deck, I think originally was, when it was built, I am not sure if there was a variance, but the back property line at the Narden's residence is an irregular shape. Part of the deck that we're going to be building is within those restrictions. The back property line, I believe it's more backed up into an unincorporated, so it's not encroaching on a neighbor in the back. But I think primarily the hardship is more on the irregular shape property lines. If you're looking at the drawings of the proposed deck, sunroom that's coming off their kitchen area, if you will.
And that's all looks like common ground behind?
I believe so. Yes, it's unincorporated. You know, it's a pretty good sized wood line that's on the back of their house that you know, just really goes down a pretty steep grade back there.
Yes, it is. It is common ground.
Yeah, I see now.
Very
That picture looks like it. Yeah. Okay. So it's not intruding on anyone. Wouldn't be.
Correct.
Angelia, do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay. Is there anyone on this meeting that's in favor or opposition? Please hit the hand next to your name.
I don't see anyone.
Okay. Hearing none, 16-21, I vote to approve the variance as advertised, and the hardship just being the odd shape of the lot, and it backs up to common ground.
I'll second. Your paperwork will be mailed to you.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Okay. And the meeting is adjourned. So, I guess call Justin back and tell him not to come.
Yeah, I'll shoot him an email, let him know we're finished.
Sure. Okay.
Bye, everybody. Have a nice
Bye.
evening.
See y'all in 2
Stay
weeks.
warm.
Right. You
See you in
too.
2 weeks.